That's how we're going to open this whole entire show.
Woo, it's going to be a good show, guys. You excited? We're excited.
I'm tired. The iCast 2024 week is behind us. I am happy about
Thank
that.
God.
Yeah, I am happy about that. But lots of stuff to talk about today. We got the full moon bearing down on us here. I think it's tomorrow night. So
my thing says tonight, but
does it?
it's always funny. It's always funny how you look at three different things and it'll be off by a day.
Yeah, it could be.
It's always a little.
Yeah.
But you can check the moon phase 4 years from now.
Right.
Which is always silly.
Right.
It's pretty funny, but they can't agree on the day.
That's a good. I thought I could have swore it was tonight or tomorrow night.
Who knows? Like I said, it depends on what website you look at, what app you use. It can kind of change. I feel like it doesn't much matter, though, right? Because if you're within a day of the full moon, it's pretty much full.
Well, that's a good point. Yeah, it says 99% on my Tide app. It says 99% today, which would put it at full tomorrow. But neither here nor there. You're going to have big outgoing tides, which
water
started
is moving.
It started a couple days ago on the full moon. I love that outgoing tide. The bad news is it's on the later part of the afternoon when the water temps are going to be the highest. But the bonus to the big high water temps is that moving water is helpful, and we've got a bunch of it.
And the flip side of that is you got the big, strong, slower moving incoming tide overnight and into the early morning. So that's surging all that Gulf water into the bay and cooling things off a little bit. So could be a good thing.
Yeah, Dylan and I both in Orlando all week at the big iCast convention. It's a pretty big week for Dylan and I as we are over in Orlando shaking hands and talking to people. Dylan and the great team with Florida Guides Association doing a bunch of work for Vote Yes on 2, that amendment that's bearing down on us. So that was very
to hunt and fish,
cool.
baby.
Yeah, that was very, very cool to see. Travis Thompson, Captain Bobby Woodard, the great Captain Bobby Woodard. Got to spend some time with our good friend Captain Danny Allen, Mike Dixon from Ingle Coolers. Saw a lot of great people. Spent a lot of time in the Bull Bay booth. Bull Bay Rods had a great show.
How about that Abyss Battery booth?
Yeah, Abyss Battery. They just don't play. Nick and the team from Abyss Batteries was there. The 32 Freeman in the booth.
That was pretty wild.
Yeah, it was pretty wild when I first.
Was that
saw
only a 32?
I think so.
It seemed bigger.
Did it?
I don't know.
Yeah, I thought it was a little short. Normally, the Freeman guys, they got to have the biggest of the big. So I thought it was, when I first saw it, I thought, wow, it's a Freeman.
Yeah. They have a bunch of Freemans. It's hard to keep track.
Yeah, for sure.
But sell a lot of batteries.
Cool show. Waypoint TV. Obviously, everybody was there. Sportsman's Channel. I mean, the who's who. Some new reels got launched. A lot of stuff we saw. That was very, very interesting. Mirror Lure's got a new bait coming out. I thought that was cool. Did you see anything that jumped out at you, per se?
Man, I was in the booth a lot.
Yeah,
I didn't really get to walk around the show much.
Not as much as you normally do.
Yeah, this was the first year that we had the Florida Guides Association did a booth, and the intention behind that was to push the right to hunt and fish, vote yes on 2 on that upcoming amendment, November 5th. So I was really kind of tied to the booth. Didn't get a chance to really walk around much. I did a little, but it was hot and fast. It was cool to see Jig Pro, and that's what I was kind of there to do. The little bit of walking around I did do, I went and checked out Ocean's Legacy, Jig Pro, and the other one, Johnny Jigs, all the slow pitch jigs to see what was new.
Yeah, you do have that slow pitch. You got
fun.
that slow pitch thing going.
Yeah. I aspire to do it more. Much like shooting.
Right. I get
I just, in all my spare time.
Our good friends with Relentless Knives were there.
They had a bad to the bone booth.
They had a very cool booth. They had a lot of people in their booth, a lot of interest with that Perpetual Edge.
And the coolest part about the Relentless Knives booth was the fact that they have 5 great models to choose from now, and love the knives, love the models they have. It is crazy the fact that they just don't rust because of that titanium blade, like literally don't rust. But those new models they have,
pretty cool.
The 5 great models we have now, they're going to add 5 more, basically a stiffer blade option. Then they're going to add even more SKUs with that 10-inch breaking knife with thick super thick blade. I mean, that was a chopper.
They got
Meat chopper.
that
It was
technology
crazy.
coming in a hunting skinning knife as well, which I thought was pretty cool. So Aqua Traction was there. A lot of our partners actually were there. 6a-8a Florida gave away a boat, which was pretty cool. Captain Rick Murphy and myself and Guy Harvey.
It was crazy to see all the people coming by the All Florida and Florida Guides Association booth to do the Yes on 2 videos too.
Yeah, that was
I mean,
cool.
just a stack.
Did Ike and Ellie ever make it by? I know he was coming.
I didn't see him personally, but I was bouncing around a little bit, so I didn't get to see him personally. But I met Shaw Grisby, Guy Harvey
Shaw
was there.
Grisby is fruit of the earth. I had a chance to talk to Guy Harvey. He's been on my boat before. That was kind of fun.
You know what tripped me out about Guy Harvey is I've seen him at ICAST before. I've talked to him before. He's a nice guy. But what tripped me out is this time I saw him, somebody stopped him while he was getting coffee, and he turns around and offers to sign an autograph. And so these people had him signing their shirts. So he's signing his name, autographing his name on their T-shirts, on their sleeves. And dude it was the best autograph. It was like a piece of artwork.
Ever. Well, if you look at a piece
and he's doing it on a sleeve.
If you look at the Guy Harvey artwork with his signature.
It's always the same.
Yes, it's always the same. I watched him at the 6a-8a booth right before we gave away the boat.
Yeah.
He signed a $100 bill for a guy. Nice. And he signed it exactly the way he signs a picture.
That's a great idea.
It was a cool idea. I was like, look at Guy doing this thing over here. So that was cool. Captain Jay Withers. Obviously, again, we spent a lot of time with Captain Danny Allen from Beyond the Surface TV.
Love that guy.
It's the first time, and I can't remember, I was telling Beth about this, I can't remember who it was that thought, as long as I've been in the business, I must have either done some stuff or got to know Scott Martin. And I was in the Ingle booth yesterday morning, and Scott Martin I turned around, and Scott was like, "Hey, Captain Mike." So I got to meet Scott Martin,
that's awesome.
Yeah, which was really, really cool. Lots and lots of stuff going on in the industry. Just a neat show. Spent some time in the Vicious booth with Greg and Corey Miner. They're just great people. They always bring their kids with them to the show, and
that was
awesome.
something I noticed this year more than years past. Is there was a lot of kids there, a lot of families moving around. I got to meet, being friends with Travis and Mike Elfenbein. Those guys had just like the parade of state reps coming through.
Right,
it was crazy. All the state reps who show up get a tour from ASA, and an ASA member will kind of walk them around the show and kind of hit these highlights.
Right.
Well, Travis and Mike and the Florida Guides and All Florida booth were on the tour stops.
Oh, nice.
So every state rep that walked into that building got walked right by our booth. So we got to meet a bunch of them, and it was cool watching them all walk around with their kids. Most of them showed up with their kids. It was
ASA
cool.
didn't hunt me down for that. I'm a little shocked.
You weren't on the politician stop list.
I guess not.
That's odd.
It is odd.
Huh.
So weird.
Imagine that.
I never even saw one. That was probably.
You probably did. They probably just like kind of walked the other side of the aisle.
Divert. Secret Service had a little thing going on.
Yeah.
Alert. Anderson is in aisle 4.
Yeah, he's the slope roof.
Avoid aisle 4 at all costs.
Yeah. For
but
sure.
Good show. What do we got coming up for weather?
We have no weather coming up, really. I mean, essentially, it's moderate winds, moderate seas, nothing really on the radar. Potentially some wind coming up this next weekend associated with a high pressure. But this was the same thing that showed for this weekend, and then it didn't pan out, kind of switched up on us. So I would say moderate winds, moderate seas, not much going on. Looks gorgeous. It's just going to be hot.
Yeah,
and
water temps are up, a lot of fry bait around. The word I got on the street from my 866 game fish guys was fishing was a little grindy this week. Some mackerel, some snappers, some trout in deeper water, a few snook being caught, some redfish when the tides are right, but the redfish are in the trees or on the dock lines looking for that shade.
Yeah, if you can, get out overnight, get out early morning, especially with this full moon, probably that like 4 a.m. to 9 a.m. time slot's going to be your best friend right now.
Yeah, I agree.
Fishing that incoming tide or getting out there right around sunset for the end of the outgoing.
Yeah, for sure. It's just we're in the the doldrums of summer here when it's just hot during the day. I like it when I see that wind, when they're calling for 9, 8, 9, 10, 11 is perfect, where it's not too windy to really,
we're going to have that most of the work week.
It sure seemed like it.
Yeah.
And looking at how I start trips on Monday again, and, looking at that breeze, it's not going to be too windy that we can't go wherever we want. But it is going to be breezy enough that hopefully you won't cook out there.
You won't die.
Yeah, right. You won't die. Exactly.
But speaking of dying, keep your eye on the radar because there are going to be plenty of summertime showers.
Yeah, there always is this time of year. We were talking about that on our DAE fishing report yesterday with Jay and Zach. So, you got to keep an eye on the sky, and they're calling for some of those today, it looks like. There
was pretty good lightning on the ride here.
Yeah, there was some yesterday afternoon around our house too. So you got to be paying attention. Our weather update always brought to you by our good friends at Reese Windows and Doors. They're Florida's leading window and door company. Over 50 years in business. They offer free installation. Most windows and doors installed in just 6 weeks. They only use in-house installers, no freelance contractors, and their work comes with a double lifetime warranty, which means you never pay for warranty when you sell your house, and the warranty transfers to the new owners, which adds value. Visit reesewindows.com for more information. Phone lines are open here. We are talking fishing. Your questions, comments, fishing reports. Again, we had a great week at ICAST. We still have lots of stuff to cover from that event. There's a lot of stuff going on the water right now, so we're going to talk about that, the full moon, all that good stuff. Again, questions, comments, fishing reports, bring them right here, 1-800-969-9352. Light them up. We'll be back.
Yeah, it worked out great.
Not bad.
Awesome. That diner place looked pretty legit. I feel like we missed out on that one. The diner that we had breakfast at, they had a pretty killer dinner menu.
Did they?
Yeah, that last morning, Josh and I went over there for breakfast, and they happened to have like a dinner menu on the table next to us. Looked pretty legit.
Really?
Yeah.
So we blew it.
Yeah. Next year. That hotel was much nicer. The gym was way better.
Okay. Well, whatever. I count on you for that. Let me know where we're booked.
Let me know where to go.
It was funny because for some reason, I was in the, I ended up in the computer as John Hubbard. The lady's like, Hubbard? I went, yeah. John? Yeah.
That's definitely not how you were booked. That's weird. So strange, man. There was weird stuff at our check-in for FGA too. Like there was like 6 random names in our booth, so we had to pay again for more tags because we were over the tag limit. I didn't fight it. I was like, whatever. Just give me my name tag.
Right? Good on that.
Morning, Andy. Morning, William. Morning, Captain Van.
Oh, that's
Mark.
what I saw too, Hubbard.
Yeah, Mark, LaShonda, Darren, Robert, Dan, Jerry Smith, Jack, Mark, Paul, and Dan the Fishman. We saw Dan the Fishman there too.
Did you?
Yeah, he was there. Morning, Bill.
Oh, goodness gracious, Holy Wallace.
We're doing well, just tired from a long week.
I feel better that you're tired.
Yes, I am tired for sure. Needless to say, when I woke up this morning, I was like, oh yeah, it's Saturday. I'm going to go do the radio and don't have to run on the treadmill. Yeah, it's a good morning.
Yeah.
The alarm went off and I was like, no.
Yeah.
It's like, oh wait, no treadmill day. Okay. There's a silver lining.
Oh, I think that's the first year in a long time I never had a beer or a cocktail on the floor.
Yeah.
And then I think the one night I had like 3.5 beers.
Seltzers?
Yes. and that was it. Like I never, you know what I mean? It just was so
Didn't go hard.
spent. I was like, and I got it.
Yeah, and I like our group. Like we hang out in the lobby and we go to bed by 9:30, 10 o'clock.
yeah, it's
legit.
Group. Yeah, it's a good group.
We don't go out to the bar and do stupid stuff.
It's a bunch of adults.
Yeah.
Well, I love me some Danny Allen. He's a good dude.
Yeah. We have to be more guarded moving forward. This is the second ICAST in a row we've had randos show up at the table and drive us, provide entertainment.
That's one of the funniest. I told Beth that story last night. It's hysterical.
I don't care if I ever speak to that guy again.
Never. Speak to that. Welcome back. So much stuff to talk about.
And not talk about.
Exactly. The ICAST 2024 convention behind us. So interesting, to say the least.
Mm-hmm.
Put a shout out to our good friends over at Affordable Roofing Systems. Whether you need shingle, metal tile, flat roof, our friends at Affordable Roofing Systems. By now, you know they're your safest choice for repairs or replacements. Turns out our good friend Captain Big Ben Marshall needs a roof.
Now it'll be 3/4 of the team who've used.
Yeah. Had several, and Ben's in the construction industry and has been for a long time. Had several estimates done and called me yesterday afternoon to tell me that he was blown away. David Torres himself, the owner, on Ben's roof, looking for possible ways to make the install of a new roof even better and to make it last longer. He said it was absolutely incredible. So Dylan's used them. Now Ben's used them. I think if you're getting a roof, those are the people you should call. 1-888-397-ROOF. You can get a free estimate. Visit them online at affordableroofingflorida.com. Great people. I've had David and his family on the boat many, many times. Absolutely an incredible family. He's got some great daughters, super fun to fish with, and just good people. Like I said, Ben's not all that. He's pretty picky when it comes to construction stuff, and he called me yesterday. He goes, dude, I am impressed. So very, very cool stuff for sure. Real Animals Junior Pro Staff got some really cool news. Our summer tournament is over. We know who our winners are for this year's CCA Florida $5,000 in scholarship money. We're going to announce those next Saturday morning over at Gator Gyms at the award ceremony.
Such a cool place.
Got great news coming out of ICAST. I had a meeting with my main guy over at Yamaha Outboards. Yamaha is in for next year for another $5,000. So next year, Real Animals Junior Pro Staff is going to have $10,000 in scholarship money, thanks to CCA Florida and to Yamaha Outboards. So very, very cool. I know Engel Coolers is coming on board as a corporate partner as well, as is Hubbard's Marina is going to do some stuff for us. So we are
growing.
Yeah, we're growing. Super cool. Super excited about all that. That was probably a lot of good things happened for Real Animals, both radio and TV at ICAST. But that was the highlight for me. Was just, I think my meeting with Yamaha was about 7.5 minutes, and that's how long it took the guy to say, yeah, heck yeah, we're in. It's kids. it's fishing, it's what we do. So just sign us up. So it was pretty cool.
And for those who don't know, there was a lot of like high level, very cool, productive, lucrative things that happened. And Mike's favorite part of ICAST was the additional kids scholarship money. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it really was.
I was like, wait, you had this happen, that happened, this happened. You're excited, but oh, all right.
I just think that's so cool,
awesome.
Bro. I just think that's so cool.
It is cool.
That
it is cool, and your passion for it shows.
The industry supporting it to me is really cool. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
when my partners look at, I was talking with Mike Dixon about it yesterday morning, and Dixon's like, dude, we're in.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a no-brainer.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, man, it's super cool. And I was telling Mike that because Mike used to be my boss at Yamaha. He used to be the head of the pro staff at Yamaha. So I was telling him how excited I was that Yamaha was on board, and he was like, dude, we're in for more. We're in. It's a no-brainer. So yeah, just to me, it's super cool, man. And next Saturday is going to be a blast because we're going to get to do the award ceremony. We're going to get to give away those scholarships to those kids. It's a cool thing. And we've got myself, my bride, Miss Beth, and the great D Hubs here have come up with some other ideas. We're going to do some stuff with some underprivileged kids as well moving forward. So the Real Animals Junior Pro staff is growing. I thought that was a huge part of the week. So
it's growing and improving.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Again, Bull Bay Rods had a great we picked up a bunch of dealers and some new ideas and some new things going on there at Bull Bay Rods was super cool.
Plus, we have awesome opportunities to get out there on the water with all this great weather that's going on. So hopefully we're going to hear from you guys this morning telling us about the fishing reports, right?
It's a sleepy bunch.
It is a sleepy bunch.
It happens, especially in the summertime. They're like, man, it's hot out there.
Yeah, but we've got also the Bartow Ford event coming up.
That's right. Eric Bachnick.
The Mirror Lure Genius.
Yeah, and Eric was talking when I stopped by the booth, the Mirror Lure booth at the show. Eric was first thing he said to me, "Hey, we got a big seminar coming up." That's right, July 30th. That's not this Tuesday, but the following Tuesday, 6 to 8 p.m. Myself, Eric Bachnick, are going to be at Bartow Ford for the Bartow Ford Real Animals Fishing Conversation. Silver Ring Cafe is in, so we're going to have food, Bull Bay rods, Engel cooler giveaways, Real Animals swag. Mirror Lure always brings some goodies to give away, so you don't want to miss that one. If Eric's excited about it, it'll be a good one.
Did you mention devil crab?
I didn't say the words because you kind of glaze over when I do. I was trying to keep you in the program.
I'm slobbering already, just thinking about it.
It's a long week. I'm too sleepy to do this alone, so I can't lose
Ford.
you. Bartow Ford, devil crab.
Yes, 6 to
hears.
8 p.m., July 30th. Mark your calendars. Don't miss it. It'll be a good one for sure.
Phone lines are open. Light them up. Let's talk some fishing. 1-800-969-9352. We'll be back.
From the local Lexus dealers, WFLA News Desk.
We lost him into the Silver Ring Cafe.
Don't say devil crab.
Authorities have arrested Florida man.
Seems to be the weekly theme.
Mm-hmm. I love Florida man.
The way things are going in this world.
Taking shots at presidents.
Yeah, just at their ears.
Yeah. Probably a pretty good idea to take threats serious. Morning, Jeff. Morning, Jim.
Visit your local Lexus dealer or go to Lexus.com to find the dealer nearest you. Now, traffic and weather.
Here at the 7 Expressway this morning, looking good. 275 I-4 out to Plant City Lake in good shape. Heading past Orient Park. I-4 westbound here towards 275, wide open right now. See no delays in or around the Tampa International Airport. Town and Country West Chase looking good around the Belt Expressway, and no issues at all on the Bay Area bridges. Getting over to the Canal of Sun US 877 from the airport, and also the Gateway Expressway up to speed. I'm Pat Long on News Radio WFLA.
Happy Saturday. You're back to the great forecast. Turns hot and humid.
Morning, Captain Gene.
Temperatures rise into the low 90s by the afternoon hours. Between 1 and 4 p.m., we'll have a couple of showers popping up in our coastal counties and making their way inland. Our chances for rain peak this afternoon between 4 and 7 over our inland counties. But we do expect some of those showers to drift back towards the coastline, making for a round 2 chance for showers along our coastal counties as we head towards sunset.
Morning, Nick Nieves.
Fewer showers starting us with similar timing. I'm Max Defender 8 meteorologist.
Looking for the Bay Area's premier family boat resource? Look no further than Paul Marine Performance. Located at 92 Main Street, Bay Farms Boulevard in St. Pete, and online at PaulMarineUSA.com. They sell new and used boats, including Seabolt, and specialize in repowers and are a Yamaha and Mercury certified warranty center with over 1 million parts in stock to keep you on the water. They have in-house financing and truly make buying a boat an enjoyable experience. Whether you're a first-time buyer or seasoned skipper, let my friends at Paul Marine Performance Center handle all your boating needs. Hey, Tampa Bay, this is Frank the Bank Koto, owner of Lincoln Lending Group and 813mortgage.com. Thank you for voting Lincoln Lending Group as Tampa Bay's
What? Dan the Fishman said, I know you guys must be tired. I was only there for 2 days. I'm tired.
Yeah. I'm proud to offer you a first of its kind, zero money down,
It's a long week.
loan with credit as low as 600. You can even buy a duplex on this.
It's a great week. It's a long week.
Investor with no money down, only with Lincoln Lending Group. Apply today for free at 813.
This year was longer than most weeks for both of us, too, because we both got there Tuesday.
We went an extra day.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. We've added an extra day to our doomsday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no crank.
For sure.
Still no calls.
Earth's Best Natural Pest Management offers an elite mosquito smack service that will control your mosquito problem effectively and naturally. If you have mosquito issues,
Stephen and Bartow. Love
Earth's
that.
Best Natural Pest Management.
Love yes on 2. Chief Captain Gino Gene Hammond.
Oh, Gene Hammond's awake.
Jimmy Porter, good friend Jimmy Porter, watching up in Georgia.
Including insect growth regulators and naturally occurring bacteria. Many mosquitoes have tasted their own.
Morning, Mike Upham, Dan Fishman.
So if those blood-sucking pests return, so will Earth's Best. For mosquito control,
What's up, Paul Brown?
roaches, ants, or any other
Good
unwanted
peeps,
insect,
and lots of good peeps joining us.
Pest Management at 800-634-1313. 800-634-1313. Stop the mosquito invasion by calling Earth's Best and ask for their mosquito smack service at 800-634.
Schmack service.
Berkeley's here to talk to you about water filtration. Unfiltered water in your home is no joke. Did you know tap water can shorten the life of your pipes and even worse, be dangerous to your family's health? Our punctual plumbers can install a whole home system that filters water before it enters your house. Schedule your appointment with the punctual plumbers now by visiting FloridaBenjaminFranklin.com.
Benjamin Franklin Plumbing.
Yep. It's an interesting idea.
What?
It's an interesting brand.
Yeah.
Now let me be clear. The wrong way means the wrong way of doing business. This includes gimmicks, games, and unfulfilled promises. Tactics you will never ever find at Bartow Ford. For over 73 years, we've been doing business the right way. So on your next purchase, don't go the wrong way. Come to Bartow Ford and see why we're different, and we prove it. Your home sold in 14 days. Guaranteed. BartowFordDealer.com.
WFLA wants to put a grand in your hand. 9 chances every weekday to win $1,000. Just listen for the nationwide keyword to enter at WFLAnews.com. This is the Bartow Radio Animals Radio Show. Presented by Thomas Marine Provider, Captains Mike Anderson and Dylan Hubbard.
I want to put a shout out to our good friends at Ace Heating and Cooling. For over 20 years now, Ace Heating and Cooling is the only name you need to know in Hillsborough County when it comes to heating and air conditioning. This time of year, hopefully you've already done all you can do. Hopefully you've done your checkups, your tune-ups, and all that good stuff. But if you need to call on a great company, call Ace Heating and Cooling. They service all brands, do residential and commercial repairs, maintenance, and full replacements. They send out technicians, not salespeople, because they've been doing it for 20 years. They're looking to have you as a customer for a long time. Great guy there. We are big fans of Ace Heating and Cooling. Give them a call today at 813-657-8818 or look them up online at brandonac.net.
Yeah, and check them out on social media, too. They have great tips and tricks and stuff like that they post. And reminders Did you know you have to pour bleach in your drain line?
I
Clean that out.
I did.
Yeah.
I did know that, and I do
Do
it.
you?
I do it.
Listeners know that because you do not want to get stuck with a dirty drain line.
We ran into our good friend Paul Payne as well, the inventor of Power Pucks, and that's the world's first power supplied trolling motor quick release bracket that we're talking about all the time. Paul was over there at the show showing off his Power Pucks. That's Power Pucks, PWRPUX.com. You got to check that thing out. I was thinking about something on the way home from...
Oh, that's dangerous.
It is. Traffic on I-4 causes all kinds of mental problems. Yeah, it's terrible, dude.
Terrible.
It's a whole
I had to really channel my inner Mike Anderson.
It's a whole nother rabbit hole to go down. The good news about the drive back, I happened to be on I-4 with a ton of people to call back because I was busy at ICAST and didn't get caught up with everyone. I had a bunch of charter calls yesterday, so it gave me something to do, so I didn't concentrate on
killing someone,
throttling someone on the interstate. But seriously, on a serious note, and maybe we can get some conversation going on this with some of our listeners. I was thinking about this yesterday because it's so...
The anticipation is killing me.
Well, what is it about fishing, that takes us to this happy place? You know what I'm saying? For you and I, it's a business now. We just spent a whole week in the fishing world. But so many people, I was thinking about it in appreciation, so many people coming up to me and, hey, we love the show. We love the radio. We love what you guys do, the Bartow Forge stuff. Everything that you guys are doing, we love it. And I was in appreciation thinking about that. And I'm like, in this crazy world, man, look at the craziness that's happened just in the last couple of weeks here, with the state of the country and just, it just seems nonsense to me. We're calling for one politician to step down, and we got another politician, almost lost his ear, for God's sakes. So much chaos, right, in the world, and yet fishing seems to just pull us all together.
Yeah, I think there's a couple things that go into it. You have the scientific side of you cast a bait out there, you don't know what you're going to catch, right? It's like pulling the handle of the slot machine. It rewards that part of your brain. You're gambling, essentially, what's going to happen. And then you have the flip side of it, of the other scientific part of it about being out there with nature. There's more and more studies that prove getting out, getting fresh air, getting sunlight, getting out in nature is good for you. It slows your nervous system down. It kind of centers you. And then you have the other side of it where you're getting out there and you're fellowshipping, whether it's with friends, whether it's with family. Some of the best memories we all have.
In tournaments, whatever it is you do at whatever level.
The next side of it is that competition drive, that little bit of ego drive, So, any one of those four things are going to drive you to get out there on the water and enjoy it.
I was thinking about it because it for some reason, and I don't, because I'm in the middle of it so much, it always... When I get those moments when I'm by myself and I'm just kind of chilling and I'm thinking about how blessed I am, it goes back to my childhood and fishing with my dad and the family passion for it. My grandparents, my grandfather, my dad's dad, had a place down in Fort Myers where he kept an Airstream. They used to Airstream down in the winter when he retired, and they would start up in the Panhandle and they would fish their way all the way down to their piece of property in Fort Myers. And then they would stay the winter on that property. My dad was fortunate enough to come down here and fish with them. They used to catch, they call them sugar trout. My grandfather called them sugar trout, but silver trout was his favorite thing to catch. Just get on the water in their little aluminum boat and just, wreck the sugar trout. And my dad came down here and did it with him and said it was just amazing to see the big smile it put on his face to, be able to do that. So, it's just a weird, I don't know. It just seems like with all the chaos, man, fishing gives us that one place that we can kind of roll into and just peace. Escape. Yeah. That
inner peace.
Yeah. Escape a little bit. So,
and you even feel it, like for me, you're busy at work and working adjacent to the water and you're working in the fishery, right? But even getting out on the water, walking out on the dock and taking a deep breath for a second, that's sometimes all you need is just get out there on the water.
Yeah, it's
salt air.
Yeah, it's
definitely again, fresh air doesn't do the same.
With all the chaos,
gotta be salty.
The rat race we're in, the chaos in the world, man. It's It's a great place to turn to. Very blessed to have a week. As tired as I am after that long week of work, you know, it's appreciation time that we get to do that for a living. You know, I'm looking forward to getting on the water this week.
Very blessed.
Getting back to just kind of doing what we do. So one of the best in the business here on the phone lines. We got to spend a little time with him, have a little lunch with him at ICAST. Always good to see a West Coast legend. Our good friend Captain Van Hubbard joins us from down in Port Charlotte, Harbor. Van, how are you this morning?
I am wonderful. I got a day of rest in between everything. I really enjoyed seeing you guys on Thursday. I appreciate the lunch there, Captain Hubbard. And, boy, it was great. I'm proud to say I'm now an official member again of the Florida Guides Association.
Amen.
And who is this new, calm, zen Mike Anderson that's sitting there this morning? This isn't anybody I know.
This is what happens when he's all tuckered out. It's like when I take my 5-year-old to the playground and make him run around for a while,
And he wants to
and then he
take a nap.
behaves himself
He
the
wants
rest
to
of the day. This is a week of ICAST. Has run Mike down.
Burn that energy, baby.
It'll take the edge off. God bless it. It'll take the edge off.
We have found the kryptonite, folks. That's a good one.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. Pretty funny there,
Well,
man.
our fishing is looking good down here. We still got some tarpon around. We got this big moon here, big tides. There's some permit and Spanish mackerel on the near shore artificial reefs. There's mangrove snapper everywhere. If you can't catch mangrove snapper right now, you just better quit.
Take up golf.
Yes, they're small. Yes, they're small, but they're fun. They're exciting. You know, get the kids out there, have a good time, catch a mess of fish. Remember, while 10 inches is legal, 12 inches is edible.
100%. Good call. Yep.
That's a good call.
It is.
And was great seeing Eric Botnick over there. Excited about your show y'all got coming up with him. What a great fisherman and what a great person. I mean, he and his family have done so much for the industry over the decades. His grandfather started that business, and what a fishing family. His brother Frank's not too bad a fisherman either.
Yeah, he's okay.
He can catch
he's
a
all
few.
right. Yeah, he's all right. He's all right. Yeah, the Bachnicks kind of know what they're doing when it comes to catching fish and making lures. Boy, they really know what they're doing. Was my very first partner, my very first sponsor was Mirror Lure, and Eric's been just a great friend over the years. Just a delight to talk to and see. Just a super, super good human being, no doubt.
Good people.
Those drone spoons that they picked up are they're a little more expensive, but if you look at the hooks, it's not a screwed-on hook. Most of them, some the experimental ones do have screwed-on hooks, but they're old standbys, the silver ones and everything, have the hook bent in there, and it's never going to come out like it does on all the other competition spoons. So they're definitely worth the difference, and what a mackerel catching tool.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, the drone spoon is far superior to
Old
anything else
school
on the
too.
market.
How I wonder when do you remember the drone spoon being around, Van?
Longer than I've been around. That's a long time.
That's saying something.
I did see Charlie Reynolds from Quantum Reels, and they've got some neat new reels out there too. And one of the other things is I was teasing him, since we're talking about spoons, I said, I want some Reflecto spoons and some Wild Willies. And he laughed because Barracuda Brands used to be there in St. Pete, and his dad and them had the Reflecto spoons and the Wild Willies and the Flowering Florios. Awesome lures.
Yeah, it was good to see. It had been a couple years since we saw the Quantum brand at ICAST. And when I first saw the big banner when we first walked in on Tuesday, getting the setup day, it did my heart a little bit of good, just because it's a brand that has been around a long time, got a really big, rich history in the fishing industry, and it was good to see them back in the game a little bit.
Their new stuff looks really good.
Yeah,
and I know Mahoney's is bringing in a full line of it.
Mike is a huge fan. He does a lot of work with Charlie Reynolds for good reason. One of the best tackle reps in the entire state of Florida, maybe in the Southeast. super good human. So yeah, it was pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. A lot of cool stuff coming from Savage
I was
too.
very
Did you?
impressed.
Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry.
I was just going to say.
I was very impressed. They retooled everything. They took their time. They shut down and retooled with a new product. Strong gears, excellent drag. I mean, and nice rod actions. You know, I'm looking forward to getting them in stock and getting them out to where I can get me some new ones too.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Did you get a chance at all to see? And again, I'm obviously a huge Mirror Lure and Strike King guy, but you know, one of the companies that always jumps out to me is Savage. I saw some of the realistic stuff coming from Savage is crazy.
They have some crazy looking.
They
lures.
have some crazy looking lures, man.
I love the bass lures they make, like the little duck and the mouse. And
dude,
the
seriously,
snake.
bro,
It's crazy.
They make some realistic looking lures. It ain't cheap. A lot of them are expensive, but they really, really have put their time into some crazy R&D. There's no doubt about it. Some of their mullet stuff and their ladyfish and all that are just crazy.
They came out with a new little bass bait, and it's a bass eating a smaller bass. I was like, whoa,
it's
that's
crazy.
pretty cool
Yeah,
looking.
It's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
I saw some deep water trolling lures over the new product stuff that were $70 and $80 a piece.
Yeah,
I believe it.
Yep.
I believe it.
Yeah.
Whoa! But like you said, the quantity, the quality, the new innovations, the lures. It's just what an awesome opportunity. What a wonderful time. It was so good visiting with everybody at the Florida Guides Association booth, the Fish and Wildlife booth, Travis, and the Yes on Amendment 2. Just a really wonderful experience, and I'm so happy I got to share it with everybody.
So good to see you, my
It was
brother.
fun.
Great call, as always. Good to hear your voice, and we look forward to getting a report from you next week, brother. Good luck this week on the water, all right?
And Frank Sargent says hi.
Oh, nice.
That's awesome.
Nice, yeah.
Thanks,
Tell him we
man.
said hello. He's one of our, he's one of my very favorite people.
You probably just told him because he usually listens.
He does, yeah. He every now and then he comes up in conversation here, and then he'll drop me a little text, and he is one of the icons that I probably miss the most because I guess he was just such a big part of fishing as I dove into it here in the saltwater scene that you know, waking up every Sunday morning racing to get the paper to see what Frank had to talk about was just a part of the Tampa Bay community for so long. So we love us some Frank Sargent. So
Sure.
all good stuff, man. We appreciate you, brother. Good
Thanks
job.
for calling.
Yes, sir. And a mentor always willing to help.
Absolutely. You the man, my brother. Talk soon.
Yes.
Good stuff right there. Love me some Van Hubbard. Always
Good
have.
dude.
Just another guy that was around even when I first started, you know, that you were in awe of when you saw him on the water. You were like, okay, we're in the right spot because Van Hubbard is close by.
That story you told of you rolling up on him filming the show, that was pretty funny.
It was pretty funny. I remember. I had forgot about it until he mentioned it. So
Apparently he didn't.
No,
forget.
he did not forget. No. I wasn't the lead on that trip, Van. That was not my fault. I was just doing what we were just doing what the guide told us to do. It wasn't our fault, buddy. Good stuff. Phone lines are open here, 1-800-969-9352. Light these phone lines up. Let's talk fishing on the other side. We'll be back. I've been telling you guys for years now about how much I truly love my Gills apparel both on and off the water. Well, now you can go to
Donald and Luce.
Fishy F on YouTube. The Sunday show is not streamed live on YouTube, but it is streamed live on the Real Animals Facebook page. So Sunday morning is streamed live to the Real Animals Facebook page only. Saturday morning is streamed live to YouTube and a few different Facebook pages, including the Hubbard's Marina. Morning, Donald.
Brian Pugh. Have you seen those lures yet? The ones that Brian's doing?
No, we're supposed to link up here soon.
Bro.
Our calendars were a little packed,
Stupid.
but he's gonna stop by and show us.
Great soft plastic, bro. He's got it figured out. That's a great. Lots of wiggle in the tail. Great paddle club.
That's cool.
Brian's Custom Baits, I think he's calling them.
Nice.
Nobody.
We normally have so much to talk about on break, catching up from the week.
Right?
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah. I just saw you.
I feel like we've talked about everything.
Right. It'll be better.
Our break conversations are not great this week.
Right.
What do you got going on today?
Ryder, grandson's coming over. We're taking him to Ocala tomorrow for his, they do a hunter safety camp.
Cool.
FWC does. They do like bow hunting and gun safety up at a camp somewhere in Ocala.
That sounds
So
awesome.
we're going to drive him. He's going to spend the night tonight. We're going to do dinner with him, and then we're going to drive him to Ocala tomorrow afternoon, drop him off at the camp.
That sounds
So this will be the first year to. I told him he had to get his hunter safety certificate before I put him in the
tree stand.
tree stand with me. So
How old is he now?
12.
Wow.
That's when I started.
12 years old. That's crazy.
Yeah. We went shooting last week, and I went shooting with pistols.
Nice.
He shot the 9mm, my FPC, my folding pistol carbine.
Yeah.
He shot that one.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I got to get him. Once he gets his safety certificate, then I got to get him in the range there.
Yeah.
See how comfortable he is with that rifle in his hand with the 270.
Yeah, I'm so excited for that day.
Yeah.
Yeah, my son's still a little too young.
Yeah.
Another
it's too
couple
early.
years.
Yeah, it's too early.
Yeah.
Ryder does a good job. I work on him pretty hard on the way over there to shoot about, it's not one of those things you can make a mistake.
Yeah.
You don't get a do-over on this one. This
Yeah.
is everything has to be right. Barrel down range.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what the gun does. Set it down, walk away. If you have a question, just they got people there for that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So, but he loads the magazines and
That's cool.
comes over there. I will never forget. First time I took him, he's shooting the Walther P22. I put him on the P22.
Yeah.
And we had the big silhouette targets, and he finally center mass. And I was standing right behind him, and he squeezed the trigger, and it hit center mass, and he looked at me and was like,
I got it.
I got this figured out. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Welcome back. Again, put a shout out to our good friends at Relentless Perpetual Edge Knives, the world's first self-sharpening knife. Sharpens as it cuts. They've got 5 models right now, 5 more coming. They've got a skinning knife coming. Very, very well received out at ICAST. Lots of people in the booth. Go to relentlessknivesusa.com. Find out why this is the knife all the pros are talking about. It is pretty amazing. Bouncer Smith, all kinds of legends in the fishing business getting their hands on the Relentless knives. The Into the Blue guys as well. What?
Captain Bouncer Smith, legendary fisherman. I mean, basically invented the pelagic fishery in Southeast Florida, right? He's sitting there in his chair in front of the Florida Guides booth when we came back from lunch, and he had a buddy who also was in a chair moving around together, and they were basically blocking the entrance to the Florida Guides booth. And when I walked up, I was like, oh, that's Bouncer Smith. All right, cool. He had just filmed a Yes on 2 video. And Josh walks up, hey, I'm going to need you to move. I was like, whoa, slow down. That's Bouncer Smith.
Yeah, exactly.
You sit wherever you want.
You might want to
go around.
Ask him nicely. He's earned it.
Yeah, right? Josh walked up. You're going to need to move.
Yeah, you're going to need to move. Thought he was just...
Listen, loser.
It's not some jabroni. That's Bouncer Smith.
Yeah, it was too funny.
He pulled into I was talking to Eric Bachnick and Mike Tinney with Mirror when Bouncer pulled in the booth, and I just literally left.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I'm out. There's a much bigger name.
I've been upstaged.
Yeah, there's a much bigger name in the booth now. Bouncer's here. So let's go to the phones here real quick. Try to get one in before the top of the hour. Let's check in with Donald in Lutz. Donald, how are you this morning, brother?
I'm doing great, Michael. Hey, I was hoping it was going to be you. I know you couldn't do the charter with me and Henry because I know you were busy, but I was hoping it was going to be you to get him on his first redfish. But we did a charter, and he landed 7 redfish,
Nice.
about
That's awesome.
7-8 trouts,
Good.
and 22-inch snook.
Perfect.
Wow.
Got a slam.
Yeah,
That's a good birthday.
Yeah, that was a great birthday present for him.
Yeah.
We both got slams. I got a 28.5-inch snook and redfish. He outfished me in the redfish department, but it was all about him. Got him a bunch of entries for the 6a-8a star and stuff. It was awesome.
Good.
And I appreciate you, Dylan, for putting our pictures there on the Good Catch 13.
Yeah, man.
I saw that yesterday, and so I went to the website and sent it out to Facebook World and all my buddies and everybody.
Very cool, man.
Check it out. It was cool. I appreciate that. That was really awesome.
Yeah, thanks for sharing your photos. Whenever anybody catches fish locally, we'd love to have your photos for that Fox 13 report. You can just text them to our main office number, the 727-393-1947, and we'll get you on the news. And Donald sent those photos in, so it was great to see him, and it's cool that he got some birthday trophies for sure. Pretty awesome.
Yeah, every redfish was over slot that Henry got. 7 of them. It's just unbelievable. All of them over slot. It was a beautiful day out there.
Who'd you fish with?
Is that him? Did they use him for the cover?
I had to find somebody. Captain George Hastick.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I went with
Nice.
George. I saw George at the show. He was walking around the ICAST show. George is a great angler. He's been doing it in Tampa Bay for a long time. Very cool.
Yeah, he's involved with the children's fishing clinic that I volunteered at, and got talking with him, and so we were talking about Henry and stuff, and trying to get him on the charter. He goes, "I'll take you guys."
That's awesome, man.
Good for you, man. That's awesome.
He's a great teacher.
Yeah,
he works with kids a lot.
Good dude. Yep, really good people. So
yeah,
that's very cool.
I told him it's going to be all about Henry. I'm going to catch fish. I can catch fish whenever I want. Be out there with my kayak or whatever. I said, he's now in Texas because my son-in-law, they got restationed to San Antonio. He's got 5 more years in the Air Force to do his 22 years.
Yep.
So
I get it. Good
and
call.
then moving back to Florida.
Good call, brother. I'm up against the break. Congratulations on a special day with the grandson. That's perfect. Well done.
I appreciate it. You guys take care. Stay safe. Tight lines out there. I appreciate you guys.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Donald.
you, buddy.
You the man, brother. Appreciate you. Good stuff, man. Talking about passionate about fishing. Our good friend Donald and Lutz, you know he is. Super good stuff right there. Phone lines are open, 1-800-969-9352. Again, let's talk some fishing. We'll be back, 970 WFLA.
The preceding program was paid for by Real Animals Fishing.
The man, the myth, the legend is awake.
Yeah. I never.
Never want to talk to that guy again.
So good. So good, Mike Dixon. So good.
He's the man.
Oh, my God.
Best part about ICAST.
Yeah. That was
Catching up with my weird older brother.
That was a moment right there. That moment will live in ICAST lore for a while. Right there.
Walked up to the steakhouse and he's like, "Oh, you put on new black shorts." Yep, just for you, Mike.
Yeah, he's a dandy. Boy, is it dandy. He's a piece of work.
Mm-hmm.
These officers gave numerous commands to drop the firearm, put it down, and he did not.
Speaking of dropping the firearm, did you see that one video of the dude in traffic? Guy gets it's a road rage incident. Dude flies out of his car with a gun in his hand, up to another car, starts screaming at the window, and goes to lift his arm. Dude in the truck that this guy is standing out in front of just smokes him, like 5 shots right into the chest. And so what happens, you get out of your car waving a gun around. Crazy.
That's how it should be.
Yeah.
Smart enough.
Yeah.
Don't pull that gun out unless you plan to use that bitch.
Mm-hmm. The definition of F around and find out.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I say that with just even bumping gums.
Yeah.
Don't bump gums just to bump gums because you think you're a badass. If you open your mouth,
For those unaware, bumping gums means talking shit.
you should be ready to go. I mean, I don't bump gums with people unless I'm.
Can you please stop using the phrase bump gums?
Why? Bumping gums. You never heard of it before?
I've heard it. I've heard it before. Just it's out there for me.
All right, talking shit. We'll talk shit. Talk shit, get hit.
Be ready to back it up.
Well, just why do it?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
You're just pissy. Stay in your own little world and be pissy. If you open your mouth, that causes me to think that you want to interact. Shut up.
Saturday, we're back to the weather forecast. Turns hot and humid quickly as our temperatures rise into the low 90s by the afternoon hours. Between 1 and 4 p.m., we'll have a couple of showers popping up on our coastal counties. And
Bumping gums.
Shut your pile. We'll send Mike Dixon over there. Never. It was so funny, dude. Oh, man. He snapped.
Never want to talk to that guy again.
Oh, man.
Bro, what is going on? We have a radio show to do. Is everything okay? Is something on fire? I will call you after 8 o'clock. See ya. Drama.
Find another one of your captains under the dock with
Most recently, it's been prison that's been messing us up.
Oh, okay. All right. The old prison thing.
Yeah. That's always a tough one.
Gene Hammond, the locks on my doors are for your protection, not mine.
It's a very solid point.
Well said. See, Angel Perez knows my saying.
What'd she say?
She said that saying was horrible. Perez used to use it too.
That's why I was laughing. What was that? The Mike Tyson quote was my favorite quote. Is social media made people too used to talking smack and not getting hit in the mouth for it.
100%. Couldn't agree more. Somebody in there said keyboard warriors. That's what they are.
Mm-hmm.
Talk a bunch of shit. That's what people do in vehicles.
Yeah.
Like slam on their brakes, act all crazy on the road, then drive off.
Yeah.
Every time I get in one of those, I just easily pull over. I'm like, let's do this. Let's go old school and just throw hands in the grass like fucking grown-ups.
Let's pull over and fight in the grass like grown-ups.
Dude, good old-fashioned ass whooping is what some people need. That's what's wrong with this country. There's a bunch of people that need a good old-fashioned ass whooping.
Yeah.
You can't.
But
even
that's
argue,
the
you can't even
problem.
argue with
That's
it.
the problem, though. If they do pull over and you go to do that, someone's either going to pull out a gun or sue somebody. That's the problem. So you can't even do that
I tell
anymore.
the judge the same thing. You guys have screwed this shit up because that dude deserved an ass whooping. I whooped his ass and now he's suing. And you're letting him get away with it. You're part of the problem, sir. And he'll just add,
Where do I pay my fine?
He'll just add time to my sentence, I'm sure.
You know that song, that country song, I'll Do That Again? I think it's Brantley Gilbert. It's like, I'll do that shit again.
Yeah, I think I do know
Yeah,
that. Yeah,
that's a good song.
it is.
It's like, yeah, I beat him up. I did it.
Guilty.
Hosted by Captain Mike Anderson and Captain Dylan Hubbard.
Got a couple of great callers here on the line. We're going to start with Captain Jim Fogel, our safe boating tip, and we're going to follow that up with our Hall of Famer, Captain Lisa Fitzgerald. So make sure you stay tuned right here. Yeah, we got some action going on.
The only Hall of Famer.
Check in with our good friend here, Captain Jim Fogel, with our U.S. Coast Guard Auxiliary Safe Boating Tip of the Week. Jimmy, how are you, buddy?
I'm great, guys. I'm great. Y'all sound like y'all in good form.
We're trying. We're trying. We're a little beat up. This week, but we're trying.
Worse for wear.
Happens sometime.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. I want to remind everybody about checking over their equipment if they haven't done so lately. I know that you guys that go offshore frequently do check your gear regularly, I hope, because you want to get back somehow or other. And you guys that are inshore don't sometimes necessarily check your gears as well as you should. So we're going to talk about that for a minute. First of all, remind you about those life jackets. They've got to be in serviceable condition. They can't have any rips, tears, or anything like that in them. The offshore jackets, which are the best by far, you want to check out the reflective tape on them, make sure that's in good shape. If you've got little strobe lights on them, make sure they're working because they ain't going to do you any good if they're not. Make sure they're all in good shape, clean, and, serviceable. You want to make sure you've got your throwable cushion should be in our ring, whatever you use should be in good shape. Some of them have reflective tape on them also. You want to check that out. The cushions cannot have torn handles or anything on them. You're also reminded that you need to keep those out on the deck. On the deck, not inside a cabin or inside a hatch or something. They need to be outside. They've got to be immediately available. The fire extinguisher should be in good shape. If you haven't checked those out lately, you want to do so. Even if you can look at it and see that it's in the green, you want to check out the nozzle, make sure that some critter hasn't made a home in there and clogged it up. Want to check those visual distress signals, make sure they are in date. It's fine to keep the old ones, but you got to have new ones that are in date. So check those out. Also, if you're just using a horn on your boat that's made as a part of your boat, you want to check that out every so often because they do go bad. You want to have backup devices such as whistles. The best kind of backup is those little handheld air horns that you can use.
Yep.
Those are pretty noisy too. Anything on your boat that's got batteries in it, you want to check it out. You know that batteries and salt air don't get along real well, and you got to check that out. Test that EPIRB and that personal locator beacon. They ought to be checked at least once a month. In fact, everything in your ditch bag ought to be checked to make sure nothing's growing down in the bottom of that. Want to also make sure that VHF radio is in good shape. Always make a radio check before you leave the dock. Always. Just because you can hear guys yakking on one of the channels does not mean you can transmit. So let's make a radio check. Somebody out there will give you one. The Coast Guard will not give you a radio check, so don't call them. But somebody out there, usually Sea-Tow or one of the other towing boats companies, will give you a check in a minute. They're happy to do so, but you got to do it.
Good stuff, Jim Fogel. Good stuff, brother.
We appreciate you.
All right, guys.
Well done.
Thank you very much for the time for the Coast Guard Auxiliary in St. Pete. Jim Fogel, be safe out there.
Thanks, my brother. Well done. Well done. We'll get another one of those tomorrow from the great Captain Jim Fogel. Let's check in with our good friend here, the Hall of Famer. Whoa. Yeah. I saw her. It was, you talk about.
We need one of those buttons that gives applause.
Bro, she was like,
cool.
It was amazing because every time I saw her, there was like people surrounding her.
Yeah.
And I just kept thinking to myself,
or people surrounding her, or a camera in her face,
yes,
or she was signing autographs.
Yeah,
I saw her kiss a few babies.
I don't know how you do it, Lisa. I really don't. I mean, just how do you keep up?
It's called Papa's Pilar rum. I was giving away free samples.
Okay, well, I hear you.
Smart.
That's why everybody was surrounding me. It had nothing to do with who I am. It had everything to do with the free rum I was giving away.
Oh, I don't know about that. I don't know.
I think it was a little bit of both.
Yeah, maybe a little of both. Yeah, way to sweeten the pot there. You're like, I am Lisa Fitzgerald, but I also have rum.
booze.
That's right. I've got some rum for you as well.
I know the way to everybody's heart, you know?
Yes, you do. Fishing and booze.
There you go. Oh, and good food. I am a really good cook.
There you
too,
go.
so.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Explains a lot.
Good to see you at the show. Got to see your got to hang out with Lo a little bit, which was nice. Your other half there.
I love that show. And I don't post a lot on social media. I didn't because everybody's being inundated with iCast adventures. So, it was a phenomenal show. A lot of really great manufacturers, great new products. Great to see so many different people there, different walks of life. The industry breakfast was amazing to share some of the information that we received. And, kind of everybody in the industry right now is hearing doom and gloom. Oh, it's so bad. But what they brought back into perspective is it's really not as bad as we think it is, because you have to remember everything was so escalated during COVID that we're just feeling we're feeling a drawback.
Sure.
And when they showed the graph and you remove the 2 years of COVID and the year after, we're still in a steady increase. It's slight, but it's an increase. If you remove those 2 years that just showed, mountain peaks, now we're looking at, it's a steady climb. So everybody just has to continue to do great works, great things. And the thing that I loved the most was that almost every booth that I visited, someone was talking about conservation and how they're seeing the improvement of so many different estuaries. And that in and of itself was such an accomplishment.
Yeah, that's a win. Anytime I noticed that too. There was a lot of good conversations about that stuff.
And everybody had a yes on 2 banner.
Yeah.
And everybody agrees there's too many sharks.
Right.
It was beautiful.
Well, exactly. I can only tell you that I fished an offshore tournament 2 weeks ago. That is why I did not call in, because I had no cell service. Every single location, and we moved 19 times.
Wow.
19 different times we moved to different pieces of structure. And if you did not get your fish on the first drop and bring that fish up immediately, which is hard to do when you've got a big fish in 160 to 180 foot of water.
Yeah.
And you lost that fish and every subsequent fish to sharks. So we would have to move. And at one point, it was just like, I'm not doing this anymore.
Right.
Yeah. Feeding them.
Yeah,
So,
it gets frustrating.
It does.
Yeah.
But I just want to let everyone know, give you a little update on CCA Florida Star presented by Yamaha. We have had a total of 14. Let me repeat that. 14 star-tagged redfish recaptured in the coastal waters of Florida. And it's unfortunate that we do not have a winner as of yet. Big reminder.
14 people caught them, and so we got 14 duds out there that were like, oh, are you kidding me? I could have won a boat.
What's the release mortality on that? That's impressive. That many times they've been caught and released.
14
successfully.
Of the 14, 4 of those were kept. 4 fish were kept. Oftentimes when someone catches it and doesn't know what they have, they keep it for dinner and then go, oh my gosh, what's this tag? Then they call us and
I just
then
ate a
they
free
realize,
ate a free boat.
Losers.
Yes, they ate,
Talk about tag grets.
$100,000 dinner. The thing that I want to really remind everyone,
an expensive steak.
First of all, if you have the measuring device, the rules are specifically on the measuring device of what you need to do. The most critical thing, and here's where most people get a little tripped up, you have to be registered for the competition and a CCA member, BEFORE, before you catch the fish.
It's not rocket science.
No, please, it really is. And another really important factor is you do have to pass the polygraph examination. We give an examination to make sure that everything is on the up and up, that you were the one that caught the fish, that you caught it on a hook and line, and that you were registered before you caught it.
Giving away a boat.
Very simple process.
Yeah, giving away a boat. So I've been saying it for years. I just can't even fathom that you would be fishing hard at all over the summer and not be a member of CCA and not be in the Florida Star Tournament.
That's crazy.
It makes no sense to me.
And
I'm
guys,
baffled.
we still have over a month of fishing, maybe more.
Oh, yeah. We still got a little more.
You
yeah.
can still register. It only takes one fish. And, if you say, gosh, you know what, I'm never going to catch a tagged redfish. Well, you might not ever catch a tagged redfish, but if you catch any other species of saltwater fish, you can enter it in the competition for your shot at winning a share of $500,000 in prizes. That's $500,000. Do you know you can win a brand new Carolina skiff just for catching a snook,
That's
a trout, a flounder,
Crazy.
a sheephead, any inshore species? You want to repower your boat? Go offshore, catch a group or any offshore species and enter it in the offshore division. We're awarding a 250 Yamaha for first place. Second place is a 150 Yamaha. I mean, there are so many amazing prizes to win in this tournament. It's beyond comprehension to me why someone who does fish during the summer, even if you only fish 5 or 6 times, why you're not in the competition.
I bet it's a head scratcher for me. Tell everybody how they can get signed up if they're hearing about this for the first time. It means they're living under a rock, apparently, but we still want to get them
So
signed
if you're hearing
up.
about it for the first time or for the 100th time and you haven't signed up, and you better do it today. It is CCAFLSTAR.com, or give us a call, 844-387-7827. And because you're listening to the Real Animals Show, I'm going to give you a little hint as to where to go find tagged redfish. Go to one of our favorite places, which is Discover Crystal River. Go to Citrus County. There are 8 tagged fish there. Or if you're further south, go to Charlotte Harbor and Charlotte County and look for fish there. There are 8 tagged redfish in those coastal waters, and we put them in places where you're known to catch redfish. We're not hiding them.
Go catch them up. Listen, we appreciate everything you do, Lisa. You are our favorite Hall of Famer. Keep up the good work, my friend, and we'll talk soon.
All right. Thanks, you guys. Have a great day.
All right, my friend. Good stuff right there. She's another one that I always look forward to seeing her and Lo at ICAST. Spent some time in the CCA Florida booth. CCA doing so many great things, including helping Real Animals with their junior pro staff. They gave us $5,000 in scholarship money that we will be awarding next Saturday morning at Gator Gyms, starting at 9:30. We're going to do a 9:30 to 10:30 award ceremony, and we got some great stuff to give away. It's going to be a good time. We're talking fishing on the other side. Phone lines are open, 1-800-969-9352. We'll be back.
They must have missed you.
They should like me. I don't get it. I should be at that one.
Oh, dude, I'm pumped.
Yeah, that's cool.
Dude, that's dope.
That's dope. Stuart Davis said we should talk about the Penn Fathom electric reel that took top honors.
It's not silly, dude.
No. We're all moved by it. Looking for my email or my paperwork got approved for my salary.
That's sick. Well, that's cool. I wanted to have the opportunity to chat with him for a while.
Oh, you think you're going to talk to him?
I think so. It's an invite-only press conference. There's only going to be a few people there.
Nice.
Wear my Yes on 2 hat.
By the way, you realize that.
That was a good one.
What do you mean that's a good one? Come on. I'm pretty sure everybody knows that I'm a staunch Republican.
I think I reek of it. They had this this comic came out. It was a like a Japanese impression of America, Democrat versus Republican. And dude, I had more stuff on the Democrat side than the Republican side. Like if you liked rap music, Apple computers, Starbucks coffee. There's a few things. I was like, I like all those things. I was like, man, I might be more in the middle than I thought.
Oh, yeah. I think we're both in the middle.
I think that's the problem is everybody wants to draw, oh, you got to be this or you got to be that. No, you can be in the middle.
I think
it's totally fine to be in the middle.
I think that's exactly what's screwing the whole country up. I think it's too far to the left and too far to the right. And those
extremists have the loudest voice.
Yep.
You don't have to be extreme.
No, I agree.
That silent middle majority.
I think that is screwing it up. I have some very dear friends of mine that are.
And even if you are on one side or the other, you can still have conversations and still get along.
I've got some very good friends who are and always have been Democrats, and their beliefs are very, very similar to mine. Very similar. I think the middle Democrats and the middle Republicans are much closer than people realize. I truly do. I think the extreme groups are what are boogering it up, and now the voice, because of Facebook and because of social media and all that bullshit, the voice just seems so loud.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah. It's a little painful, actually. But it gives me a great reason to buy firearms. I'm okay with it. Crazy to think the Florida Guys Association haven't caught tag UFO.
Good point.
They have been caught. Rick Murphy caught one right there, 60 feet from where I was fishing.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, right on Tampa Bay.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And the guy won a boat fishing on my boat. Welcome back, 726 here at the iHeart
Media Empire. Again, want to put a shout out to our good friends at Affordable Roofing Systems. If you need a shingle, metal tile, or a flat roof, a repair or replacement, doesn't matter. Nobody does it better than our good friends at Affordable Roofing Systems. Give them a call. Let them guide you through this important process. They're defined by integrity, respect, honesty. They've got a professional approach to doing business. They've done Dylan's roof. Now they're scheduling to do Captain Ben Marshall's roof. Nobody does it better than Affordable Roofing Systems. Call 1-888-397-ROOF for your free estimate or visit them online at affordableroofingflorida.com. Let's go to the phone lines here real quick and check in with our good friend who we have spoken about already this morning. The great Captain Bobby Woodard joins us. Bobby, how are you, brother? Listen, before you get going here, Bobby, listen, your passion.
I thought we were going to talk about his yacht wear, his outfits.
Man, his
poor choice.
His passion, dude, and the amount of effort that he is putting into this Vote Yes on 2, man, is inspiring to me. It's really great to see, just a guide from Boca Grande just dig his feet in and do a great job working hard for such an important cause. So
yeah.
I personally appreciate the hell out of you, brother.
Well, thank you, guys. That really means a lot. I mean, honestly, I don't think I've done anything more than anybody else has. It's a true team effort. Just following the leadership of those that started the whole thing and got it going, and they laid a great foundation, and that's what we're building upon. So I mean,
Bobby was running around ICAST with a Yes on 2 shirt, a Yes on 2 hat. I'm pretty sure he had Yes on 2 shoes on at one point. He was working it.
What you didn't see, because we were not sharing a room, is I had Yes on 2 boxers as well.
I was going to say,
thank goodness I missed that.
I almost said, I'll bet he was wearing Yes on 2 underwear as well.
But yeah, it was awesome to see all that hard work. It was so cool. We had such a stacked team there between the All Florida and Florida Guides booth, and we had so many people stopping by and so much support for that Yes on 2, the right to hunt and fish amendment that's coming up.
We got to stay on it.
Yeah.
That one's important. We got to stay on it. Captain Rick Murphy and I had a long conversation. If Yes on 2 doesn't pass through, fishing as you know it, the fishing industry in Florida could be gone. Think about that.
That's 100% true.
Think about the billions of dollars that the economic impact of Florida if fishing no longer exists here.
And people are like, why do you need to do it? Why do you need to pass this? Why do we need it to be a constitutional amendment? There's been moves in other states to criminalize hunting and fishing, and you would be amazed.
Hunting, fishing, and farming.
Yeah. You would be amazed at the outpouring of opposition to this and the amount of money that's being spent to oppose this. It's even more a driving force for me, more reason why we have to get this passed.
100%. I got about 30 seconds, Bobby. Anything else you got for me?
No, that's pretty much it. Just calling to say thanks for y'all's time and effort, and for letting me hang out with you for the week. And Dylan, I probably owe you an apology. I feel like I kind of made you get stuck in the booth by my. I just kind of once I hit the floor, I was laser focused, and
No, all we had to do was tighten up the back and let Bobby go.
Wind him up and cut him loose.
Wind him up, and he was gone. So it was all good. It's a team effort.
Yeah, great stuff, Bobby. Really, really, really appreciate you and all you stand for and all you do, bro. You're a great friend of the program, great friend of mine now, and we love having you around, brother. Good work.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you guys. Y'all have a great day, and we'll catch up later.
Sounds good, brother. We'll talk soon. Hopefully we'll see you out at Bartow Ford.
Yep.
I will be there. I'm not missing that one.
See you soon, brother. Good stuff.
Captain-Bobby.com to catch up with him. He's terrible about giving out his website, but Captain-Bobby.com.
Bartow Ford, Tuesday, July 30th, 6 to 8 p.m. Don't miss it. It's going to be a good one. Eric Bachnick from Mirror Lure is going to be there. Good stuff. We've got a big segment here on the other side, our last big segment of the show. If you want to join us, 1-800-969-9352. Light these phone lines up. Let's talk it up. We'll be back.
From the local Lexus dealers, WFLA News Desk.
Yes, sir.
I've really come to appreciate him.
Yeah, he's a good
dude. Bobby Woodard is good people, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Lots of them. Travis Thompson, too, starting to really. He stopped me. I was walking somewhere. He was headed somewhere. I was headed somewhere, and he kind of grabbed me like, "Hey, dude, appreciate you." I'm like, "I got you, dog." Good dude.
Yeah, Travis is awesome. So intelligent.
Yeah. With Murphy yesterday, I don't know if I told you. So, the day after we had our debacle with Captains, Murphy, I guess, got wind of it.
Yeah.
To Gorski, I think. So Murphy cornered him that
the
night.
event.
And the next morning, I told you he called me in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then yesterday morning, my first stop was the Pure Fishing booth, see my pen guy. So I slide in there, and Murphy's there. And he had just finished up kind of an interview or whatever. And he looks up and he goes, "Are you following me?" I was like, "Well, Papa Murph, yesterday, I had a breakfast phone call. I kind of felt like we were bonding." And he just busted up laughing, come over and give me a big old hug. He goes, "That's pretty funny." I'm like, "Yeah, man. I mean, dude, I kind of thought we had a little thing going yesterday morning. We talked before 7 a.m. and here today it's 10 a.m. I got nothing."
It was really cool. He walked by the Florida Guides booth at the end of the show that last day, Friday morning, and he had his whole entourage in tow. And he stopped, and I was like, "Hey, man, thanks for the support on too." And he recognized me and remembered who I was. I was like, "Oh, that's awesome."
Yeah.
And then we took a picture and did the little Yes on 2 video. But he was pissed about it. He was like, "Yeah, you and Mike are both too tall. I need a box or something."
Yeah, he was cracking me up. Kathy, his wife, I was standing in the audience there with 6a-8a after we had given away the boat.
Mm-hmm.
And Ridge and I, Ridge's son, we were talking about doing a show.
Oh, yeah.
Ridge is like, "Oh, we can do a show." And I'm like, "Well, can't do it this year. Maybe next year. Go down to the Glades and fish with him on skiff."
Oh, that'd be cool.
Fun, yeah. Well, Ridge is probably shorter than Rick.
Oh, really?
Well, because Kathy, Ridge was doomed to be short because Mom and Dad were both short. So Kathy was like, "That is classic. I need a picture of that." So there I am with him standing next to Ridge.
That's funny.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. So
I've never met him.
Rick and Gorski were calling me security when I was standing there for the boat giveaway. They were like, "We got star-studded deal. We got Guy Harvey here. We got Captain Mike Anderson over here working security."
That's funny.
Make sure nobody runs away with that ticket for the free boat. Well, I guess it wasn't free though. It was a raffle off boat. Pretty free.
You could have run away with that boat too.
A little used redfisher.
Yeah, put that right over your shoulder and walked out.
Nice little boat.
Yeah, Josh was like, "If I won that boat, I don't know how I'd get it home." I was like, "Bro, we could have just picked it up and put it in the back of the truck."
You figure it out. You win a boat, you figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
The guy who won it wasn't at the show either. Yeah, I don't know there, Jason Richmond. I think
it would eliminate their ability to shut down the pier. Or it wouldn't eliminate their ability to shut down the pier because they still could do it. It doesn't limit the power of DET or DEP or like DOT, but it would definitely make it more difficult for them to shut down the pier to fish. It would definitely make it more difficult. It would give us grounds to sue as well if they did shut down the pier because we have the constitutional right to hunt and fish, and if they infringe on that right, it would definitely give you a lot more tools in your toolbox to fight back, essentially.
100%.
It wouldn't eliminate it, though. You're still going to have groups that, you're still going to have rules, you're still going to have enforcement, and you still have plenty of moves. Sound like bed music. Played a little long. But yeah, it would definitely help the situation on the pier.
Could hurt.
The problem is you need 60% of the vote to pass it because it is a constitutional amendment constitutional amendment. So you need 60% of the vote. So it needs to be more than just the fishing industry. So we need you guys to help us tell your friends, your family, pass the word around. Everybody needs to vote yes on 2. The problem is you need 60% of the vote, and then also the amount of money it takes to get this information out there is not minuscule. They spent a ton of money to try to get this going. To get it on the ballot costs a lot of money. To get people to care about it enough to vote for it. So if it doesn't pass, the next time that we're able to get it on the ballot again, would it get on the ballot again? So this is like our one shot. Very, very scary in that sense. That if we lose and it doesn't pass, that would be a bad precedent and a bad sign, and probably wouldn't be able to bring it back up for a long time. Oh, Bobby makes a good point. They also changed the rule. Future election cycles would require 66% of the vote. So if it doesn't pass now, it'll be even harder to pass in the future.
This is the Bartow Ford Real Animals Radio Show, presented by Hubbard's Marina. Now your captains, Mike Anderson and Dylan Hubbard.
For over 20 years now, Ace Heating and Cooling has been a name you can trust in the heating and air conditioning
business here in Hillsborough County. Chris Myers and his guys service all brands, do residential and commercial repairs, maintenance, full replacements as well. They send out technicians, not salespeople. So they're looking to lock your business up long term. They want to be your AC and heating go-to. Call 813-657-8818 or look them up online at brandonac.net. Find out for yourself why Ace Heating and Cooling is the easy choice for the Real Animals fishing team. Again, Tuesday, July 30th, not this Tuesday, but the following Tuesday, we're going to be at Bartow Ford Real Animals Fishing Conversation. If you either want to learn how to throw artificials or have been throwing them for years and just want to find out if you're doing it right, we have the man, the guru. Nobody does it better than Eric Bachnick. He not only throws them really well, but he's designed them. So he knows exactly, how to run them, what works best. He gets feedback from all over the country. MirrOlure is a national brand that, they're in your Cabela's catalog. If you get a Cabela's catalog, it's a big brand that catches a lot of saltwater fish. Nobody does it better than MirrOlure, and Eric Bachnick, the man himself, will be there joining me Tuesday, July 30th, again, 6 to 8 p.m. Silver Ring Cafe, our good friend Dana out there in Riverview serving up the Cubans and usually some rice and beans and all kinds of good
devil crab.
Yeah, we might get some devil crabs too. It's a definite possibility. She's been sending these little dessert trays, man, which are ridiculous. No. Yeah, she loves us. God bless her. Bull Bay Rods always hooking us up with some great giveaways. Engel Coolers, as usual, supporting our event. Real Animal Swag. We'll have hats and other goodies to give away. I know I talked to Eric. Eric's going to bring some keychains and other things that MirrOlure brings with him. So Tuesday, July 30th, Bartow Ford. You don't want to miss it. Really love the support of the great people at Bartow Ford. Great brand. If you're looking to buy a vehicle, I tell everybody they're supporting the fishing industry. At least swing by there and give them a shot to earn your business. If they don't have the vehicle you're looking for, hey, I get it. You got to go somewhere else. But if you love to fish, support those that support the fishing industry. And what Bartow Ford does out there in Polk County for the kids' bass fishing scene is ridiculous. Obviously, they support Real Animals big time. They're one of my best partners, one of my biggest partners, and they've been supporting me now for several years. Great people out there. You won't be disappointed. And like I said, always support those that are supporting the things you love to do. It's a good way to do business for sure. So I think we should kind of go back on this Yes On 2 thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I know we're going to talk about it a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Over the next couple months. And what I didn't know, and I'm sure some people do because we've been talking about it. I know Travis and Bobby have been on the show when I've been out, which is great. Love having them guys in here. But I didn't realize how close, and I think it was the state of Oregon, right?
Mm-hmm.
Was really, really close to this thing, to them shutting down.
Criminalizing.
That's even a better word. That's a crazy word to think about. Making it a criminal act to hunt and fish in a state like Oregon. That's unbelievable.
It is. And it's not unbelievable if you start to see the inside of things and get involved beyond that. Things like NRDC, There's a lot of radicalized environmental groups out there that would love nothing more.
What does NRDC stand for? Nerds?
Yeah, it's like the National, I would have to, the Defense Council. It's National Refuge. I don't know. They're not good.
Okay.
They're radical. They're the ones pushing the whale thing. They want to make it to where any boat at all of any size have to go slow in the Gulf of Mexico.
Yeah,
everywhere.
That's that bunch of whack jobs.
Yeah, they're the ones behind that politician or that push. They do a lot of things to try to, what is it? Natural Resources Defense Council. That's NRDC.
Basically, just to take away your rights to be on the planet. I mean, why don't we just eliminate humans in general? I mean, that might be the next move, right? We just have to take a gun
it would save all the whales and bears and manatees.
We'd like all human beings to take a gun to their head and just eliminate their existence so everything could live in peace.
You would stop breathing carbon dioxide and contributing to our greenhouse effect.
Right.
You know?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Stop global warming. Just
maybe that's what we'll start. We'll just start that. All humans should just eliminate themselves from existence, and then the world would be a better place.
It's crazy, man. And there's a lot more than NRDC out there. There's a lot of people moving behind the scenes. PETA's a big, huge funder of the No on 2 movement. So if you are considering voting no, that's who you'd be aligning with, is those environmental extremist groups that would love nothing more than to stop us from participating in hunting and fishing. And the biggest thing, remember, is there's hunting and fishing supports so much of this state that people don't realize. Like, for example, boat ramps. That is completely funded by fishing license dollars. And there's an excise tax. Every time we buy a fishing rod, reel, hook, boat, whatever, there's an excise tax. And those manufacturers pay that excise tax, and that money goes to sport fish restoration dollars, which funds a huge amount of the wildlife corridor, boat ramp access, restoration, a lot of different logistical things across the state. And then the economic impact of fishing and hunting on the state. I mean, whether you own a restaurant in Ocala or a hotel in the middle of Florida, you are impacted by the tourism that is driven. I mean, we don't have an income tax here in the state of Florida because of our incredible tourism. And our tourism, what draws people to this state is the fact that we have beautiful water, we have beautiful woods, and it's all driven by hunting and fishing.
So if you have friends who you know, and I have some, I've got some really great friends who could care less. They don't hunt or fish.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I got a couple buddies don't even really like to go to the beach. It's just not their thing. They're kind of weird.
They're buddies?
They're kind of weird. Actually, they're great people. But what I'm saying is, you need to share this with everyone you know.
Yeah.
Even if you're like, that guy doesn't fish anyway, this is going to impact everyone.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, there's a lot of people that love to go boating. They love to go to the sandbars on the weekend, and they don't fish. They just love spending time in the water. They got jet skis. They've got a family. Their kids love to go to the beach. They take their dogs to the beach with them. They make a big day out of it. They grill and hang out there Saturdays and Sundays. A lot of that's going to go away because you won't have money to keep up the boat ramps, to sustain all that. So it's a really, really important movement.
Once they get fishermen off the water, that's the next thing they're going after.
Oh, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it'll be boats next. There's no doubt. This is a chain reaction. They think our existence on the planet is apparently a nuisance. Yet somehow these people go home and live in their big homes. I don't get it.
It's crazy,
man. I think they should maybe just live in some kind of tent somewhere.
Yeah.
But be careful, because if you put your tent down, you could kill some ants or something, and that would be bad too.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I'm not seeing any way out of this. You might just have to take a bullet to your own head. Just let the maggots eat your remains, and that would be the best way to serve.
Regenerative tourism.
Yeah, that way you could just benefit the planet that way. That'd be great.
It's a wild thing. We definitely need to take this seriously, and it is our one shot to get this passed. So we have to push really, really hard. This Amendment 2 is going to be the most significant piece of legislation of our lifetime.
Yeah.
This is it. This is our legacy as our generation.
It was kind of weird because we've been talking about it a bunch, and then again, I had a very early text message from my good friend Capt. Rick Murphy, and Rick and I got on a phone conversation about 7 a.m. about this Yes on 2 and exactly how important it is. And I don't think until I had that phone call, I knew it was important and I knew we needed to push it through. But, you know, when Rick started in on that, thinking about what the fishing industry is to the state of Florida, it's a monetized number that is so big and so large that it's billions of dollars. It would set us way back.
Yeah.
Way back as a state. So
hugely.
I hope this there's so much nonsense in the world. It's just hard to fathom it all.
There's so much nonsense in the world. We need to be able to fish. We need to be able to have our therapy. You think it's bad now? Take away our right to hunt and fish. That won't be good.
No.
You think Captain Mike gets angry now?
Yeah.
Take him off the water.
We wouldn't have a fishing show.
Yeah.
There's no reason to have it. We won't be able to fish.
Yeah, and also think about what keeps him calm in those fall and winter months. He's always talking about deer hunting.
He's got to sit in a tree.
Yeah. He's not allowed to go fishing or hunting. I pity the fool. It would get ugly.
And I just don't think those extremists really understand how much, 98% of those of us who fish and hunt regular, the true outdoorsmen, appreciate everything that's out there. And it's one of the best parts. It's, to me, the hunting side of it.
Who wants clean water more than Captain?
100%.
We do.
Well, and who
wants clean woods and beautiful, pristine nature more than hunters?
And large deer populations and healthy woods and
it's
what I mean?
It's the American conservation model. That's what we've been founded on. Theodore Roosevelt's conservation model. The basis of our outdoors life is, hey, no one is going to be a better steward for the resource than the hunters,
right?
Because they want animals in the woods that they can go hunt. They want pristine wildlife so they can go do their thing.
And it's
not the same thing offshore.
It's not even the hunting part. I mean, it is. I love a freezer full of venison for the year. I absolutely love it. But it's there's a lot of days you sit in the woods and you watch deer and you see bobcats and you see wild hogs and you see armadillos and all these creatures that are mixed into where I hunt in central Georgia, birds flying to the window of your box stand and just landed on the, on your open window there. You're like, man, that's just absolutely incredible. I mean, there's times when I'm just sitting in my stand in the morning and I'm telling you, if you've never, even if you don't like to hunt, I get it. You don't want to pull the trigger, I get it. Take some time and go sit.
Go walk in the woods.
Go walk in the woods. Go sit in a tree. But I want you to go out there in the dark, and I want you to just sit down and enjoy the peace and quiet when the woods are dark, and then experience the woods coming to life as the sun breaks. Because it's literally, when I sit down in a tree in the dark in the morning, it's dead silent. There's nothing. And as the sun breaks, the birds wake up, everything comes to life, the chipmunks, the squirrels, everything starts to move around. It is absolutely incredible. It's incredible. Yeah. So, I mean, that's what the outdoorsmen, I believe, truly fall in love with. Again, I talk about it all the time. People play golf and they don't eat the ball. So for me, fishing isn't all about killing the fish. I can have a great day of fishing without coming home with a bunch of fish. And not that I don't kill fish, because there's plenty of times when Miss Beth says, hey, I didn't take anything out for dinner, do some work today and, pick up some snappers and let's do snapper sliders and all that great stuff that comes with it. But that's not every day. It doesn't have to happen every day. So I don't know.
The opportunity to fill that box.
The right to hunt and fish.
Right now it's a privilege. We want to make it a right.
Yeah, exactly.
Vote yes on 2.
I absolutely love it.
November 5th, and tell all your friends and family.
We're up against the clock here. Going to take a short break, then wrap things up here on the other side. All good stuff. Phone lines are open. We can get one in if you want to join us. 1-800-969-9352. Keep it tuned right here, 970 WFLA.
We don't listen to the money huggers much.
Punch them right in their soup coolers.
Yeah,
As they bump gums.
They say that while they're sitting on their front porch that's made out of wood from the trees that we were leaning up against.
Natural Resource Defense Council. Oh, look at that. Their website.
William Keene with the question about what from iCast will help you catch more fish.
Everything.
Yeah, new bait coming from Mirror Lure, kind of a crazy little rat tail Paul Brown looking lure was really, really cool. Some of the stuff I saw at Savage was really, really cool. Some new colors in the Strike King booth on the saltwater side were really, really cool. Again, there was some. Looks like Quantum is back in the game from the reel side. Looks like they were doing some work on making that product, which was already back in the day pretty good, even better. Penn Reels has a new electric reel out in the Fathom series that actually won Best of Show. That's pretty impressive for those deep water offshore guys. So there was a lot of stuff at iCast that is going to hook you up for sure. I got lined up with Mustad. I'm pretty excited about that little adventure there. So it's pretty cool. We got a caller.
Bum, bum, bum. Those last minute callers, though, is it the one you don't know?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are always the Scientology ones or something crazy.
Ooh.
This should be interesting.
I will dump you. I will dump you and then talk bad about you on the radio.
I have not had good luck with the last segment caller.
No?
The no-name last segment caller is always a strange one.
Well, the other thing is that I think just the way it is, although you have been doing this for a while, there's still some green effect to you being the lead.
Mm-hmm.
And they
feel it.
Well, no, I don't think they feel it because it's not in your performance at all. They just know you're the younger of the two. And you're running the target 100%. I used to get a lot more of those. I used to get a lot more attempts, and that's what Brad James told me. He's like, they're gonna test you. You know, that's why you always, if you don't know the answer, always say you don't know, because you start trying to make shit up. They'll call you out bad. But I think that might be why you've had a couple. I've had some days throughout the years.
The guy last week trying to talk about identifying as a woman and wearing a dress to the ladies tournament. That was a dandy. That's a good one.
You would have loved the day that I threatened to beat that guy up in the parking lot. I was doing the show by myself. I got called in and then called back and started accosting my board op. And it was Lee Ruiz, who's just a little bitty shit. Dude, I came unhinged down there. I was hot.
Welcome back. Wrapping things up here. Want to put a big shout out to Jason Behringer, our producer extraordinaire, for helping us get through this morning. We do have one caller here who wants to jump in before we fully wrap things up. Let's check in with Steve in Pasco. Steve, how are you?
Hello, everyone. I'm going to get at it real quick because I know you're short on time. I moved here 43 years ago. My first job here was at Starkey Ranch on 54 near Gun Highway.
Okay.
From Little Road to Gun Highway, there was nothing there but all pasture, woods, where all the hogs, where all the deers, where all everything lived. Well, now it's all buildings and all houses, and everything is built all the way out there, so the animals have nowhere to go. On a regular basis, I hear people that have built out in those places complain that they have hogs and stuff digging up their lawn and stuff. So if you're not, if this Amendment 2 is what this is about, if they don't want you folks to fish and hunt anymore, how come they built all of these houses and the habitat for the animals? Does that make sense?
No, it does not.
Oh, I'm with you, brother. I'm with you. Good point.
Yeah, I figured I'd bring that point up to you guys, and maybe you can work it into some sort of a, you know what I mean.
Yeah, conversation.
we got you.
No,
I wanted to touch base with you.
we hear you, brother. We appreciate you listening and
Great call.
appreciate you chiming in. It's an honest question.
All right, well, you men have a good week, and good luck with the fishing all week long, and hear you next weekend.
Sounds
All right,
good,
brother.
Steve. We
Thank you.
appreciate you. Good. He's got a point.
Got a great point.
Got a point.
Yeah, it's the same thing comes down to fishing regulations, stuff like that. People freaking out. I can't believe, 20 years ago I was able to keep this. I was like, 20 years ago there wasn't 5.5 billion people fishing in the Gulf.
It lends itself to the fact, some of my bitch and complaint, we don't have a big enough voice with CCA.
Mm-hmm.
We damn sure don't have a big enough voice with Florida Guides Association.
Yeah.
These groups that get involved, that are making these fights, that are on the forefront of all these important battles, and the support we get from the people, from the masses, not all. Obviously, I know some of you do support it, but the numbers are ridiculously low. Yeah. They're ridiculous. Florida Guides Association, 3/4 of the fishing guides in the state of Florida should be punched in the face. Why you're not in this organization? These guys were on their feet all week, away from their families, grinding for causes to do nothing but make what you do for a living better, and you guys can't even be members. It's pathetic. I've said it a million times. I've said it to people on the dock at my marina. If I walk by the marina and you're bitching about something going on with our fishery, and I turn around and ask you if you're a member of CCA or a member of the Florida Guides Association and you ain't, you're going to get an earful. I promise you. Because that's some BS, dude. We need people to get involved and be a part of the solution. CCA can't do any more. I mean, the CCA Star Tournament, they are throwing money and effort and grinds into you winning boats and motors and power poles and all this stuff, scholarships for your kids. All you have to do is become a dang member. And then what they do on the conservation side for us, it's ridiculous. Travis Thompson and his bunch, all the effort they put into the hunting and fishing, the waterways, all that stuff that they're doing, got to get involved, people. Yeah. We need the support, man. I mean, it's not getting better. It's getting tougher. I've been doing this a long time. I've been preaching a long time on the air. It is not getting easier. It is getting tougher. We need all the support we can get.
Got to work together. We got to vote yes on 2. We got to spread the news, and let's keep it going.
We got to make a difference for sure. Again, Jason Behringer, thank you so much for doing what you do. D-Hubs, great week, great effort, my friend. Good stuff for sure.
Teamwork makes the dream work, baby.
Yeah, tomorrow morning, 7 to 9 a.m., myself, Mike Mahoney, doing the T. Mahoney Company Real Animals radio show. We'll talk more about ICAST. Who knows what Mike Mahoney will come up with. It'll be interesting.
It'll be colorful.
Yeah.
We can guarantee you that.
Always is. So until next week.
Don't forget, if you're too busy to go fishing, you're just too darn busy.
Don't forget, July 30th, that Tuesday night. Put it in your calendar. It's going to be a good one. Eric Bachnick at Bartow Ford. You don't want to miss that one. Tight lines, everybody. We are out.
We'll fire it up. Not our best show, but we'll get them next time. Thank you guys for tuning in and joining us. Remember, we've got tomorrow is Real Animals Sunday. Also, we've got Final Friday coming up. Final Friday is this coming Final Friday. So you want free beer, free food, free good time, come
Real
join
Animals
us.
Catch.
Yeah, Real Animals Catch is not free beer, but it is sold there. It is sold there. We got Busch Light for free beer, so if you want good quality beers, they are available. But definitely, we'll see you this Friday for Final Friday. We'll see you tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m. If you want a chance to win $1,500 in free stuff tomorrow night. We've got the live stream show tomorrow morning. We've got Real Animals Sunday. Going to be a great weekend. Beautiful weather out there. Get out on the water and go catch them up. Anything else, Mike?
Tight lines, everybody. We appreciate you guys more than you know.
Thanks for being a part of our Real Animals and Hubbard's Marina family, y'all. See ya.
The CEO of CrowdStrike gave an update yesterday.